Singing today's national anthem will be Gloria Santos.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the guns bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gloria Santos. And now for the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Cumberland County Dukes, who come in today's game with an overall record of 1 win and 0 losses. A guard, freshman number 0, Michael Burton. Guard, freshman number 2, Phil Cicero. Forward, sophomore number 10, Kevin Clark. At center, freshman number 20, Amari Rex. And a sophomore number 23, Taylor Clark. The Dukes are coached by head coach Darren Stalling and assistant coach John Miller. And now for the reigning 2018 national champion, Brookdale Jersey Blues. The Jersey Blues come into the game with an overall record of 0 wins and 1 loss. A freshman from Patterson, number 5, Lamar Johnson. A freshman from Newark, New Jersey, number 11, Jazir Clark. A freshman from Walway, number 13, Keyshawn Cummings. A freshman from Lakewood, number 23, Jameer Calhoun. And a sophomore from Patterson, number 3, Teray Gatlin. The Jersey Blues are coached by head coach Paul Chizek, associate head coach Charlie Hawthorne, and assistant coaches Kurt Fenchel, John Rivera, and Ron Vestori. Kickball.
season of Brookdale basketball here on BTV. Tim Kettlefimbo alongside Neil Villapiano here for the call on the opening day. Only one game today against Cumberland County. The game has just gotten underway. 19:05 left here in the first quarter. Cumberland has a 2-0 lead. This is a Brookdale team that is coming off of a Region 19 title last year, along with a NJCAA title as well in last year's playoffs. Really impressive finish to the year last year, but this is a completely different team that Coach Chizek and company are playing with this season, and of course it'll be interesting to see how things shake out. Coach Chizek in his 28th season as head coach, whereas for Cumberland County they have a brand new head coach, and Darren Stalling in his first season comes over from Stockton University, very successful there as a recruiter, and he's looking to try to have his team come out with a very early start. Cumberland is 1-0, whereas Brookdale dropped their first game on Thursday night against Borough Manhattan College, 115-95, so they are 0-1 to start the year. With the basketball now, here is Mike Burton inside with a drive, not able to get the right-hand layup to go. Now going back hard to the bucket and being fouled is Kevin Clark, and Clark now will go to the foul line for 2 shots.
Good job there by Cumberland on the offensive.
Fouls on Brookdale's number 11, Jazir Clark. That is his first.
Early on.
So Kevin
Shooting
Clark
for
on
the
the
Dukes.
starting 5. The starting
Number 10,
5 on the floor
Kevin
for
Clark.
Cumberland is Mike Burton, Phil Cicero, Kevin Clark, Amiri Rex, and Taylor Clark. The 2 Clarks are not related. First foul shot on the way for Kevin Clark is off the back rim, no good. So again, Cumberland still holds a 2-0 lead with 18:31 left here in the first half.
Interesting note about Kevin Clark is that he's the only player on the team that's not originally from New Jersey. He's actually from Miami, Florida. So that's kind of an interesting thing that this team has here. So this is the second free throw shot. So that's kind of an interesting thing. You see somebody coming here and coming from a completely different state of play with a group of guys that are all relatively from the same area.
Clark misses them both on the foul line. Still a 2-0 lead for Cumberland. A weak side rebound there controlled by Jazir Clark. So there's about 2 or 3 different Clarks on both teams in this game. A wild circus layup doesn't fall there for that was Taylor Clark for Cumberland. Now a right wing 3 off the back rim and no good. Another putback misses underneath by Mike Burton, and Brookdale finally able to control the rebound. Now up ahead, here's Keyshawn Cummings. And had it over to Jameer Calhoun in the corner. Had it poked away.
Brookdale basketball.
Stay Brookdale ball with 21 on the shot clock. Again, Brookdale still yet to get on the scoreboard here. So Cummings will inbound. And it's it to Lamar Johnson. Bounce pass now to Calhoun at the foul line. Johnson now drives inside, and an offensive foul on Johnson as he knocks down to the floor Phil Cicero.
Offensive foul on number 5, Lamar Johnson.
Not allow
That is his first.
inside the paint. They really try to force you to take outside shots. So right there was a prime example. They're not going to let Brookdale drive the lane and try to get those and ones. They're going to try to force them to kick it outside and try to go for J's and 3-point shots.
So that's the first on Johnson and the second on Brookdale. Cumberland so far has yet to commit a personal. Drilling with the basketball now. Here's Kevin Clark. Nice drive to the bucket. Missed the layup, and the rebound pulled down by Johnson. Here comes Brookdale up the floor. Kicking it into Keyshawn Cummings. Cummings to right arc 3. It's off the front rim, no good. Now feed up ahead to Taylor Clark. Clark has it blocked away from behind by Cummings. It'll stay here, Cumberland basketball.
Tremendous block there by Keyshawn Cummings to
Duke
get
basketball.
back to prevent a fast break opportunity there and force an inbounds play.
So 25 on the shot clock here for Cumberland. Taylor Clark. Guarded by Jazir Clark. Ball knocked away once again, this time by Jameer Calhoun. Still Cumberland's ball, 17 now to shoot.
What did you notice that Cumberland was actually out on the court warming up earlier today for about 2 hours straight, so they should be very warm and very fresh to go for this contest. Looks like there's a little bit of rust going on throughout the first couple minutes, but we'll see if anything changes as the game progresses.
3 minutes into the first half, Cumberland leads 2-0. Taylor Clark, a long 3, way off the mark. And the rebound scooped up by Jazir Clark. Now here comes Johnson the other way. Johnson lays it in.
Lamar Johnson.
Nice clean layup there to get Brookdale its first 2 points in the contest.
Mike Burton now drilling with the basketball. Swinging it over to the corner now for Cicero. Amir Rex tried to throw it down with one hand, blew the dunk, and now here comes Cummings the other way to the hole. Cummings with some contact, not able to get the shot to go, but he will go to the line for 2 shots.
Cummings tried to use the double clutch there to try to get a better shot. He nearly got the and one, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
So
Fouls on
Keyshawn
Cumberland,
Cummings
number
played
10,
football
Kevin
before
Clark.
coming to
That
Brookdale
is his
as a
first.
freshman, the 6-foot
Keyshawn
guard
Cummings at the
from
line,
Rahway, New
shooting 2.
Jersey. Very highly regarded recruit that Coach Chisek and company picked up during the offseason. Completes the first foul shot, and Brookdale takes their first lead of the ball game, 3-2.
You have to give credit to Brookdale's entire staff for doing a tremendous job year in and year out, getting some really solid recruits that make this team consistently good, as it showed last year, going all the way and winning the national championship.
So 4-2 now. Brookdale leads 16-13 left here in the first half. Clark coming with the basketball now. Top of the key to Rex. All stolen there. Here's Mike Burton giving it back off to Rex inside, and Rex is able to lay it in. That's a shot. Tied him at 4. Here's Lamar Johnson now. Brookdale in the home white uniforms. Cumberland in the away golden. Cummings along the baseline. Back out to Lamar Johnson. Johnson on the drive. Goes to the hole and one for Lamar Johnson.
Composure there and get the and one bucket. That was a tremendous job driving the lane there, getting contact.
Fouls on Cumberland's number 20, Amari Rex.
Another freshman, 5'11" from Patterson, New Jersey. Very talented player. Brookdale leads 6-4. Johnson will now try to tack on one extra point from the foul line to make it a 7-4 lead. Not able to do so. Ball is mishandled there by Cicero. Jameer Calhoun on the weak side rebound, and Brookdale now resets with a fresh 30. Calhoun inside, a tough jumper. Back iron, no good. Rebound tracked down by Rex. Cumberland pushing up the floor. Kevin Clark runs right into Calhoun. Offensive foul on Kevin Clark.
Offensive foul on number 10.
Sees his man driving the
Kevin
lane,
Clark.
try to get it in.
That is his second.
Stops square in his tracks and is able to force the offensive foul. Their heads up play there defensively.
Coming into the game for the Dukes is number 4, Danny Williams.
Interesting note is that you look at this Brookdale team, it's pretty much almost like a whole brand new team. And chemistry is such an important part of sports in general. It's going to be interesting how that chemistry continues to develop in the early comings of the season.
That's actually something that Coach Chisek told me pre-game, as we have a miscommunication there. Cummings couldn't handle the pass. And it'll go back to Cumberland. But that's actually one of the things that Coach Chisek had told me pre-season about trying to get this very young team to gel together, which is crucial because at the community college level, you have so many brand new returning players that haven't really had an opportunity to work with one another.
And the other interesting thing is that you have to remember that a lot of these guys are only here for a year or two, so you need to, in order to have a lot of success, you have to try to create that chemistry almost immediately. And I know that sometimes takes a long time and it doesn't happen overnight. So, like I said, it should be interesting to see as the year progresses how the chemistry continues to build with this Brookdale team.
Kevin Clark checked out for Cumberland. In for him, Danny Williams. And we have a whistle here underneath the basket as Cumberland is trying to inbound the basketball. They will actually reset the shot clock to 30. Again, Brookdale leads 6-4, 15:03 left here in the first half. Williams guarded by Johnson. Brookdale with a man-to-man defense. Shot clock down to 17. Williams a little out of control. Tough shot, no good. And Calhoun is fouled from behind, bringing down the rebound. It looked like by by Amiri Rex.
One thing I've noticed early on is
Cumberland foul on number 20.
Cumberland really likes
Amari
to
Rex,
drive
that
the
is the
lane,
second.
create
Checking
that
in
contact,
for the Dukes,
try to get
number
some and ones,
15,
and really just try to
Dennis
get
Somerville.
the dirty points there. And I think that that's something that Brookdale so far has had a little bit of trouble stopping, but they've seemed to be able to create a lot of missed shots early on. So let's see if Coach Chisek and his staff are able to make some adjustments as the game goes on.
Cummings to the hole, lays it off the glass
Keyshawn
and
Cummings.
in. And Brookdale now pulls out to their largest lead of the ball game so far, 8-4. Amari Rex picked up his second personal foul. He checks out of the game. In for him, Kenise Somerville. Now on the drive to the hole, blocked away there by Calhoun. That was Taylor Clark. Shot from the corner doesn't fall. Now Calhoun another rebound. Johnson feed up to Cummings. Left-hand layup is good.
Keyshawn Cummings.
Great move there. A little kiss off the glass and was able to lay it up and in. And Brookdale seems to is starting to find their offense here early on, just about 6 minutes into the contest.
10-4, Brookdale leads. Foul. Actually, no, on the baseline was Phil
Traveling.
Cicero. Another turnover there for
Coming
Cumberland.
in for the Jersey Blues, number 24, Kyle Rios. He replaces number 25,
Calhoun will check out the
Calhoun.
game for Brookdale. And in for him will be Kyle Rios, the 6'9" freshman from Passaic.
I had a chance to see Kyle Rios play in high school, and he's a very talented player. He's still relatively raw, but if he continues to develop the way that he has, he is going to be continuing to be a dominant force in this game.
So once again, Brookdale leads 10-4, 14 minutes left here in the first half. Ray Gatling is also now on the floor for Brookdale, and Johnson knocks down another shot, this time from the left arc. It's a 3. And quickly, it's a 13-4 lead that Brookdale has. A 30-second timeout called by head coach Darren Stalling, so we'll keep it here on Brookdale TV. But certainly not the start that Cumberland was looking for.
No, I'm sure that they expected, considering the fact that they were out here for a considerable amount of time warming up, I'm sure they were expecting a little bit of a faster start. But sometimes when you also take a long break after warming up, you get kind of a little bit stiff there. So I think Cumberland's just trying to shake off some cobwebs and get this team rolling here. And so I think what Cumberland is unfortunately doing is falling right into Brookdale's hands and right into their plan. Jersey Blues want to push the tempo. They want to continue to create chances on the odd man. And you look at Cumberland, they want to slow the pace down. They want to try to drive the lane, get the N1s, and try to get it that way. So you look at these two teams, the way they play is totally different. But so far, Jersey Blues defensively have done a tremendous job of holding down Cumberland's offense.
So we'll see what Cumberland does out of this timeout. Again, down by 9. Williams now almost double-teamed at midcourt. Lost the ball, got it back, still double-teamed. And I think he may have walked with it, or they will give Cumberland another timeout. Not quite sure. I think it'll be another timeout for Cumberland. Another 30-second timeout.
Cumberland takes another 30-second timeout.
Cumberland certainly not what they wanted to draw up coming out of that timeout. Darren Stalling in his first season told me before the game he wants to stop Brookdale from running. And for the first, I would say, minute and a half, 2 minutes, they looked like they were doing that. But ever since then, Brookdale has been able to get on a run. They've been able to move the ball across the floor very well, and they're getting some nice open looks.
Well, that's kind of Brookdale's game. I mean, they really try to, throughout the first couple minutes, they try to feel out the way that the other team is going to play, and then they try to implement their offense and what they want to try to do against that. And depending on how Cumberland comes out or whoever they play comes out, that's how they're going to dictate it. And it looks like right now Coach Chiswick is trying to amp up the pressure defensively right there. He had a double team, nearly was able to get a steal and force a break. But as you can see right here, again, another double team as it forces a steal.
Rios intercepts the pass. Now back to Rios with the layup. It's good.
Kyle Rios.
Kyle Rios has his first 2 of the game. 15-4 now. Brookdale back in front. 13-22 left here in the first half.
So far, interesting choice for Coach Chiswick to have a pressure here as another steal by Brookdale.
Gatling on the other end, and one for Ray Gatling. And this game is quickly getting out of hand for Cumberland.
This has been a very, very impressive start for Coach Chiswick and his team. They're putting the press on. They're already creating that pressure. And Cumberland looks to be having a lot of trouble figuring out how to get through that press and
coming
try to
back
get
in
back
for
into
the
the
Dukes, number 10, Kevin Clark.
So, unless
Ray
Cumberland
Gatling
can make
at the
that
line,
mistake,
shooting
can fix that
1.
mistake, it's going to be a long game for them.
So Ray Gatling, one of the sophomore players on this team, did not play on the team last year, but is back. 6'5" from Patterson, New Jersey, completes the 3-point play, and Brookdale now leads 18-4. Jazir Clark for Brookdale checked out at the last buzzer. In for him is Randy Sutton. Kevin Clark now with the basketball, guarded by Johnson. Shot clock is down to 14. Here's Amari Rex, loses the ball, picked up by Burton, shot clock down to 7. I don't know if Cumberland realizes it. Shot clock is down to 3. Rex with 2 along the baseline is fouled. I'm sorry, that was Taylor Clark, rather, number 23. Along the baseline, he's fouled. He will go to the line for 2 shots.
Number 12, Randy Sutton.
Furious with the way that last possession happened, and he's talking to his entire bench about it to give them a fair warning as to what he wants to see.
Foul is on Randy Sutton. That would be the first
Dukes,
on
number
him and the
23,
third on
Taylor
Brookdale.
Clark.
And at the foul line again, Taylor Clark, the sophomore from Vineland, New Jersey, able to
Checking
get the first
back
shot.
in for the Blues,
Breaks a
number
long
11,
scoreless drought
Jazir
that
Clark.
Cumberland had been on for 4.5 minutes.
Also coming in for the Jersey
Like
Blues,
Jazir
number
Clark
1,
came in
Makai
just
Morgan.
now, substitution.
Also in for him, Makai Morgan, as both Teray Gatling and Keyshawn Cummings check out of the game for Brookdale. Second foul shot, back iron, no good from the foul line for Clark. To 5 lead here for Brookdale. Morgan drilling with the basketball. Nowhere to go. Dangerous pass over to his teammate Sutton. And now it's tipped away here and taken away by Taylor Clark. Clark right at Makai Morgan. Not able to get the tough shot to go. Rebound is put back up and in, though, by Kevin Clark. And Coach Chizak now very upset. Will take a 30-second timeout.
Well, that's one thing we've noticed about Cumberland here in this game so far. They do a tremendous job of getting rebounds on the offensive glass. And you saw right there from Kevin Clark.
Brookdale takes the first 30-second timeout.
He positions himself perfectly to get the offensive rebound and put it back up and in. So heads-up job there. And I think that if Cumberland can do more of that, they'll be able to find a way to get back in this contest.
So 18-7, 12-11 left here in the first half. Again, Coach Chizak takes a timeout in his 28th season as head coach. He got his 500th career win as a head coach last season, and is excited about this team, looking to see how this young team will gel as the season goes along, is really kind of the main storyline.
Right. Well, that's the biggest thing we were talking about. You know, chemistry is such an important thing, and especially with a pretty much a brand new team, you got to try to develop that as much as possible in the early going of the season.
Rios, it's a 2 if it goes from the corner, and it's good.
Kyle Rios.
Now a 20-7 lead for Brookdale. Under 12 minutes left to play here in the first half. Teray Gatling will check in at the next buzzer for Brookdale. Foul at the midcourt line, near the midcourt line on Lamar Johnson. I think that's his
Fouls
second.
on Brookdale's number 5, Lamar Johnson.
And Johnson
That
will
is
come
his
out
second.
for Teray
Coming
Gatling.
in for the Jersey Blues, number 3.
It's the 14th
Teray
foul
Gatling.
for Brookdale. Michael Burden will inbound. Feeds it into Kevin Clark. Clark double teamed on the floor. Another foul. Coach Chizek cannot believe it. So we'll see who that foul is going to be on.
Fouls on Brookdale's number 1, Makai Morgan.
It's going to be charged to Makai Morgan. That is Makai Morgan's, I believe, first personal foul.
Coach Chizek better be careful here not to get a technical, obviously. He's been getting very frustrated early on here with the call of the refs, but sometimes you just got to play through the ref.
It's the first foul on Morgan, the 5th on the team. A long 3 from the left arc is short for Clark. And we have a foul away from the ball on Cumberland. It'll remain Brookdale basketball. Our officials
number 0,
this afternoon are Dick
Burden.
Hecker, Jerome Starr, and Steve Taylor making the calls.
That is his second.
On the floor. The foul was on Mike Burden. That's his second foul for Cumberland.
Cumberland's head coach, Darren Stalling, as you mentioned, this is his first season as the Cumberland head coach, and he already got his first victory, so he's off and running here, and he's looking to try to get to win number 2 against Brookdale today.
Yeah, Cumberland is 1-0 coming into this matchup as we had a brief tie-up
Checking
with
in for the Deuce, number 4, Danny Williams.
Buzzer there held things up, and Brookdale will inbound with a 24-second shot clock. Coming out of the game, by the way, was Mike Burton. He has 2 personal fouls on the floor for him. Phil Cicero nearly intercepted there by Clark. Now into the corner, right in front of Coach Stalling. That was Sutton. Feed inside to Rios. Rios couldn't handle the pass, and it's taken away.
I don't think Rios was expecting that pass, and that's why he had trouble containing it.
Going coast to coast was Kevin Clark. Now underneath, Phil Cicero lays it in.
Phil Cicero.
20-9, Brookdale leads. 11 minutes left here in the first half. Jazeer Clark is fouled at the other end, hard to the floor. And he will have 2 shots upcoming from the foul line.
Fouls on
Clark
Cumberland's
saw
number
that they were
2,
looking to try
Phil
to take the
Cicero.
offensive foul there, but instead he goes to the side of his man
That
that
is
was
his
defending
first.
him and is able to draw
Jazeer
a foul
Clark at the
there and
line,
get 2 shots at the
shooting
free throw
2.
line.
Foul was on Phil Cicero. That's his first foul. It's the 7th team foul on Cumberland. So they are getting close to being in the territory where Brookdale will be shooting foul shots for the rest of the first half. Jazeer Clark at the foul line.
Checking back in for the Jersey Blues, number 23, Jameer
Foul
Calhoun.
shot. As Kyle Rios checks out of the game, back in for him, Jameer Calhoun for Brookdale. Clark, one of the starting 5 for the Jersey Blues has been very impressive. One of the players that the coaching staff has talked very much about. One of the two from the line, 21-9, 11:05 left here in the first half. Brookdale leads.
He's a very talented player, and one thing that I've noticed early on here, and one thing I've seen before, is that he has tremendous speed, especially when it comes off the break. So that's something to keep your eye on as the game continues.
Taylor Clark now over to his teammate Danny Williams at the top of the key. Shot clock is down to 13. Taylor Clark inside, tough shot, doesn't go, and the rebound controlled by Makai Morgan. Here comes Brookdale pushing up the floor. Teray Gatling goes over Danny Williams, and it's an offensive foul on Teray Gatling. Pretty easy call for the officials to make there.
That's something that, as we mentioned before, Cumberland is doing a lot of. They're trying to take the offensive foul. They're not going to allow Brookdale to have too many easy chances down in the paint. So Brookdale has to acknowledge that and try to see if they could set up some things, maybe a little bit of pick and roll here and there to try to generate some more offensive chances.
And now the officials are conferring here. Head official Dick Hecker talking with Jerome Starr.
Offensive foul on number 3, Teray Gatling.
Double checking that they got the right player. It is on Teray Gatling. We knew that. It's his first personal, and it's the 6th team foul on Brookdale now. Some full court press here for Brookdale man-to-man. Kevin Clark with the ball. Left elbow jumper off the back rim, no good. Rebound by Taylor Clark.
Good job by Phil Kisrow to force that deflection to get the offensive rebound.
Danny Williams now in the left arc. Shot clock is now down to 15 for the Dukes. Clark hands back off to Somerville. Now back to Clark, 10 to shoot. Clark lost it, got it back, may have gotten away with a walk, and it's intercepted and taken away by Brookdale. Morgan up the floor to the hole, puts it up, no good, but he's fouled. And Brookdale showing how fast they can get up the floor. That was something that Darren Stalling told me before the game. His team has to stop.
Danny Williams. That is his
foul
first.
is on Danny Williams. That's his first personal, and now
Makai
the
Morgan at the line.
team foul on Cumberland.
Shooting 2.
The problem for Cumberland is this, that if this game becomes a track meet in which Brookdale just continues to show their speed and dictate the pace, it's going to become a very, very long game for Coach Stalling and his team. So, like you said, and like Coach was saying, he has to find a way to slow the game down and try to generate slower tempo basketball here in this game.
So Makai Morgan at the foul line, the 5'10 sophomore from Piscataway. Knocks down the second attempt from the
Checking
line.
back in for
He
the
will
Jersey
come out of the
Blues,
game.
number
In for
13,
him, the
Keyshawn
freshman
Cummings.
Keyshawn Cummings.
And for the Dukes, number 0, Michael
Joe
Burton.
leads 23-9, 9:59 left here in the first half. A couple of other substitutions now for Cumberland as Danny Williams comes out. And in for him is Kenise Somerville. Mike Burton is also back on the floor for Cumberland. Kevin Clark, guarded very tightly by Jazir Clark. No relation there. Now hands back off to Burton. Shot clock is down to 6. Blocked away inside by Calhoun. Shot clock did not reset. Taylor Clark along the baseline lays it in with 1 left on the shot clock.
Taylor Clark.
Michael Burton there, great job of boxing out his man to allow Taylor Clark to get a great opportunity to make an easy layup there and get the 2 points.
Delay a game on Cumberland.
And Coach Stalling very upset on the sidelines. I'm not quite sure what the issue here is as the basket was counted.
I think the refs might have given a warning to one of the players on Cumberland. Not really sure exactly what it was for, but that's what Coach Stalling is arguing on the sidelines.
All right, so it does appear that it is a warning. Basket was good. Again, with 1 second on the shot clock, Taylor Clark was able to lay it in. 23-11, Brookdale still in front. 9:24 left here in the first. Cummings picked up his dribble. Feed trying to be inside to Calhoun from Jazir Clark, was tipped away. Now here's Calhoun again after the feed from Gatling, and he lays it in.
That was a great pass there by Gatling to find his man and get the bucket there.
Wide open 3 from the corner for Clark. His front rim no good. Rebound Phil Cicero, blocked away by Calhoun. Up ahead, all alone. Lamar Johnson blew the dunk. And Clark couldn't save it out of bounds. That's not going to get any brownie points from Coach Chizak.
You got to find a way to make your dunks there, whether it's a layup or dunk. When you have that much time and you have that opening, you got to find a way to finish there because points like that don't come that easy.
25-11, Brookdale leads by 14. Under 9 minutes to play, a drive inside from Kevin Clark is stopped with a foul on Brookdale. We'll see if this is on the floor. Looks like they are going to call that it was in the act of shooting. So instead, Kevin Clark will go to the foul line as Brookdale is now in the bonus with 17 fouls.
Cumberland will get the
Keyshawn
line
Cummings
shooting
is first.
1 of 1.
Fouls are becoming a big key so far in this game, and I think it's going to be interesting to see where it goes as this first half continues to flow here.
1-1 for Clark is no good. Rebound is controlled and tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Cumberland, so they'll go back to Brookdale. Yeah, foul shooting was something that Coach Stalling told me pregame was an issue in their first game of the year when they won 74-59 in their opening opponent. But other than that, we've seen this be an issue on both sides of the ball this afternoon.
And free throw shooting is such a big component of the game. You got to find a way to make your free throws. You know, they're called free throws for a reason. You're supposed to have a lot of time and give yourself an opportunity to get easy baskets. So you got to find a way to make your free throws.
Cummings this time lays it in at the other end after miscommunication there on the last offensive possession for Cumberland. And now the lead is 16. A drive inside, counted and one for Phil Cicero.
Great job there by Cicero.
Count the basket for Phil
his
Cicero.
Defender to get enough space to get the and one.
Foul is on Brookdale's number 23,
Interesting note
Jameer
from
Calhoun.
Cicero is like he's actually from Millville,
That
which
is
is
his
also
first.
the home of Los Angeles Angels star outfielder Mike Trout. So kind of an interesting note there.
Cicero, though, not able to complete the three-point play. It still is a 14-point lead for Brookdale.
Out of bounds,
Johnson a little out of
Brookdale
control,
basketball.
but it was last touched by Cumberland. And now we have a couple of
Checking
substitutions
back
here
in for the Jersey
Brookdale.
Blues,
So
number 12,
Jazeer Clark
Randy Sutton.
will come out of the game
At number
along with
24,
Jameer Calhoun.
Kyle
In
Rios.
for both of them, Kyle Rios and Randy Sutton.
See sort of a mismatch here with Rios and his defender there, and that's a big key going into this because he's 6'9" and he's taller than anybody else on the court. So I feel like he creates a big mismatch for Cumberland.
Cummings in the left arc. Cross-court pass. Now to Sutton. Now back out to Cummings. Cummings with the drive. Tried to adjust his shot. Here's a fadeaway here from Gatling. That doesn't fall. Nice defense there by Cumberland. And here come the Dukes up the floor with some numbers. Bounce pass inside. Taken away once again by Sutton. And Brookdale now will try to set up their offense here. Johnson pulls the trigger on a three. Got it.
Lamar Johnson.
30
Great
to
shot there with a
13
man
now.
in his face. Great shot.
Under 8 minutes left to play in the first half. Rios is going to be tagged with his first foul of the afternoon as he fouls.
Coach Chiswick did not like that call, considering the call came after the shot was already up
Fouls
in
on
the air.
Brookdale's 24,
Sometimes,
Kyle
unfortunately,
Rios.
the ref will make a call like that.
That is his
sure,
first.
Coach Chiswick once again
Kevin
furiated
Clark
with
at the
refs.
line, shooting 2.
So the foul is on again, Rios. That's his first personal. And Brookdale, now their 9th team foul. Kevin Clark at the foul line hits the first foul shot. The sophomore from Miami. And the second one is back iron no good. Tip up no good. Finally controlled by Gatling. Poor boxing out job that time on Brookdale. On the defensive end, Cummings traveled with the basketball, took an extra step.
Traveling.
So again, Tim Calafamo alongside Neil Villapiano here in the Collins Arena here on BTV. 7:07 left here in the first half. 30-14, Brookdale leads. And our season opener, we were originally going to have a women's game scheduled today, but the Cumberland women's team was forced to shut down preseason. So we just have the men squaring off today. Now an offensive foul away from the ball on Cumberland.
I think it's always discouraging when teams have to shut
Offensive
down
foul,
for the
number
entire
20,
year. And
Amari
I
Rex.
feel for the Cumberland women's basketball
That
team
is his
they
third.
unfortunately cannot play this season, and we all hope that they get a chance next year to get back and continue to play this great game of basketball.
Amari Rex charged with the offensive foul there. That's his third, so he will come out of the game at the next buzzer. As now that is the 19th foul on Cumberland. Right elbow shot for Rios is short. And a rebound tracked down by Cicero. Cicero, top of the key three. Rims out, no good. Burden saves it out of bounds, throws it right in the stomach of Teray Gatling, and Brookdale comes away with it. Sutton to Rios. Got his own rebound, it's blocked away. It'll stay here with 20 in on the shot clock.
Looks like Cumberland coach Darren Stallings
Checking
looks
in
like
for the
he's trying
Dukes,
to
number
push the
15,
tempo a little
Kenneth
bit more. I
Somerville,
think
and for the
what he's
Jersey
trying to do is
Blues,
try
number
to fight
23,
fire with
Jameer
fire. He's trying to
Calhoun,
take
and number
Brookdale's
11,
game and shove it
Jazir
right back
Clark.
in their direction. And for a little bit, it has worked, but he's got to hope that his shooters can start making some of their shots because they've been getting a lot of opportunities to get themselves back in this contest.
So a bunch of substitutions on that last possession there for Cumberland. They're on the floor with Burton as a shot there from the corner by Sutton is good. They're on the
Sutton.
floor with Williams, Burton, Somerville, Kevin Clark, and Taylor Clark. 33-14 now, Brookdale leads. 6 minutes left here in the first half. Taylor Clark with the drive. The right-hand layup is
Taylor
good.
Clark.
And a quick timeout once again by Coach Chizak. 30-second timeout. Not happy with Randy Sutton. So another 30-second timeout with 5:55 left
Brookdale
here
calls
in
a
the first.
30-second timeout.
And this has been an issue for Brookdale, just the consistencies that with a young basketball team you're going to have. But I would say for the most part, Brookdale has to be fairly happy with their play so far.
They certainly should. I mean, you look at the score right now, they're up by double digits. They seem to be, for the most part, dictating the pace of the game and really frustrating Cumberland on both sides of the ball. And I think the one thing we have to keep our eye on is this. I think Brookdale is looking for that big run that consists of 10, 15 points in a row. They just make that run that really kind of puts this one out of reach. That was something that was big last year that they did. They had a handful of games in which they really just got on a big run that put it out of reach for the other team. So I think that's what Coach Chiswick is hoping that his young squad can put together here, whether that be at this point in the game or at the later stages of this contest.
So out of that timeout, Brookdale is on the floor with Cummings, Johnson, Calhoun, Jazir Clark, and Randy Sutton, who has his pass intercepted by Kevin Clark. Now up ahead to Taylor Clark, and Clark lays it in with the
Taylor
right
Clark.
hand. There's too many Clarks in this game.
We got a lot of them today. It's National Clark Day.
33-18. Sutton in the corner, now over to Jameer Calhoun. Jazir Clark double teamed. Back out to Johnson. Long three for Johnson is good.
Lamar Johnson.
He is feeling it so far in this contest. He is not afraid to pull it for three there. He shot it from way downtown and buried it. Nice shot there.
That is his second long three of the afternoon, and Brookdale now back up by 18, 36-18. 5 minutes left here in the opening half. Taylor Clark, nice move inside. Another running
Taylor
gun
Clark.
shot in the paint is good.
Nice Euro step there from Taylor Clark.
Johnson, who's got the hot hand, lost the ball, got it back, and now a foul here on Cumberland. And
Fouls
this will
on
be
Brookdale's
foul
number
shots
5,
for the
Lamar
Jersey
Johnson.
Blues. I'm sorry, actually, this is going to be on Brookdale.
That
I
is his
apologize.
third.
So it will be on Lamar Johnson. That's the third foul on him. So at the foul line now, Danny Williams. First foul shot up, no good. Again, it's a double bonus opportunity here for Cumberland as Brookdale is maxed out with team fouls at 10. Should mention Lamar Johnson is on the bench. In for him is Keyshawn Cummings.
What's interesting, it seemed like he took himself right out of the game. He immediately, after getting called for the foul there, he immediately called to Coach Chiswick that said to take him out of the game. I think because of foul trouble, you just don't want to take a chance on losing any of your top players.
Another turnover there, this time coming from Keyshawn Cummings as he was looking for his teammate underneath the basket. Another hard foul here in the other end as Kevin Clark is knocked down hard to the floor. And we'll check the number on the foul. This might be on Keyshawn Cummings.
Fouls on Brookdale's number 13,
And it
Keyshawn
is on
Cummings.
Keyshawn Cummings. That's
That
his
is his
second
second.
personal. And once again, Kevin Clark at the foul line for 2 shots.
It's
Clark
frustrating
at the
there for number
line,
11, Jazir
shooting two.
Clark, who got the block on that same play. as it looked like they were just going to get a nice block and get the ball back, but unfortunately the ref said no.
Clark's first attempt from the
Checking
foul
back
line
in
is
for the
no
Jersey
good.
Blues, number
Makai
1,
Morgan comes
Makai
in
Morgan.
for Keyshawn Cummings. Second foul shot for Clark, rims out, no good. Cumberland, after shooting 71% from the line in the last game that they played, has struggled in this opening half. Another turnover here. Kevin Clark fouled before he even gets close to the bucket by Makai Morgan.
The two biggest things
Fouls
so
on
far that
Brookdale's
Brookdale's
number
struggling
1,
with is
Makai
fouls
Morgan.
and turnovers. I think they've turned over the ball way too much here, and they're allowing Cumberland to
Clark
slowly
at the
but
line.
surely get themselves back in this contest. Brookdale could just tone down on the turnovers. They should be able
Shooting
to
two.
have more success as this game goes along.
36-21, 4:18 left here in the first half. Brookdale in command. Kevin Clark at the foul line. First one is up and no good. You know, Darren Stalling told me something interesting. They, as a team, were not shooting very well from the foul line during preseason. And what they started doing is every time someone would miss a shot from the foul line, they'd have to run laps.
I like that. I think that's great.
So it worked for them in the last game as Clark makes one of the two from the line. But I got to imagine Stalling is now going to be getting on his guys this week in practice for all the foul shots they're missing.
Don't be surprised if they do it after this game, if they just immediately start
Brookdale
making them do it.
takes a
And I
full
like
timeout.
that as we get a timeout on the floor. I like that coaches do that because, as I mentioned, you know, free throw shooting is such a key aspect of the game. I feel like it's a very underrated thing that not a lot of teams, you know, focus their game on. And I think, you know, they're called free throws for a reason. You should be able to have a good amount of success, at least 75% or better, especially as you progress, whether you're playing, you know, here or Division I or you're playing in the NBA. You have to get to that point where you're at least 75% or better from the free throw line, because those things, you know, you're just standing there, you know, nobody's defending you, you're relatively close to the basket, you should be able to make those.
So Brookdale again calls a full timeout here. 4:09 left here in the first half. They lead 36-22. And this was a team that, of course, lost to Borough of Manhattan College. They had a rough game out there on Thursday. Brookdale had come into this matchup undefeated from last season.
Right.
They lost 115 to 95, but they were in that game for the majority of the evening against a Division II team. They felt that despite a 25-point loss, they played pretty well.
Right.
And we've seen that despite some issues here in this game, they still have the speed. Now it's just more about cleaning up the turnovers on the offensive end.
You're absolutely right, and we just talked about it. You know, they got to cut down on the turnovers here because that's one thing that has allowed Cumberland to stay in this game. Brookdale, for the most part, has been dominant since the tip, and they've been able to get on a small little run that has gotten them to the point of having a 14-point lead. But if Brookdale can cut down on the turnovers, they could create an even larger lead that could really put this one out of reach before we even reach halftime.
So coming to the timeout on the floor for the Jersey Blues, it'll be Makai Morgan, Randy Sutton, Calhoun, Gatling, and Jazir Clark. For Cumberland, it's Williams, Mike Borden, Taylor Clark, Kevin Clark, and Kenise Somerville. Sutton, a bounce pass to Calhoun along the baseline. Now back to Sutton, wide open for the three, and he got it.
Randy Sutton.
Brookdale is not afraid to shoot the ball from way downtown. They've knocked down a few of those. It's a wide open chance here for Cumberland is good.
Danny Williams.
Nobody back on defense there for Brookdale, and Williams just tips it in for two. 39-24, 15-point lead for Brookdale as Sutton throws it away.
Out of
He's looking for
bounds.
Clark on the other end of that, on
Basketball.
the other end of the court.
And again, the turnovers continuing to be an issue here for Brookdale. They got to find a way to cut down on them. And maybe if they have to slow down the game a little bit, in order to do that, that's what they have to do.
So a brief tie up here. Cumberland has the ball. And more trouble here. I think they're having trouble getting the shot clock to start on the inbounds pass. Bo Scanapico, the women's softball coach here for Brookdale at center court, talking it over with lead official Dick Hecker, trying to get this sorted out. All right, here we go.
It's like Brookdale continuing to bring the pressure here and bring that press that Cumberland has had some success with getting out of.
And Clark double dribble.
Turnover.
Shot clock down to 16 here. Sutton now gives it off to Gatling. Now back to Sutton. It's a three again from the right arc. No good. Clark saves it out of bounds, but Williams takes it away for Cumberland.
Good hustle there. Unfortunately, it did not result in keeping the ball in the offensive zone.
Taylor Clark may have gotten away with an extra step. He's not able to convert. Now here's Gatling the other way. A tough shot inside. Doesn't fall. Tip up no good. And now a foul underneath on Cumberland.
Great job there by Brookdale on the offensive glass. They're able to create several opportunities there and finally draw the foul to get 2 shots at the free throw line.
Foul is on number 4 from Cumberland, Danny Williams.
So the foul is on
That is
Danny
his second.
Williams. That is his second personal,
Gatling on
as
the
now
line.
both teams are maxed out with
Shooting
team
2.
fouls in the double bonus in this half. And Teray Gatling, I talked about him at the beginning of the game, one of the players that is a sophomore but did not play on last year's team, is back again this year. Helped this team take the Region 19 title in 2017. Very talented player out of Paterson, New Jersey.
And I think it's good for Coach Chisek to have a little bit of veteran leadership going into this season. Being the defending national champions, they're going to have a bullseye on their back. But to have some veteran leadership to teach the young kids, as this ball is blocked out of bounds by Brookdale, there's
Checking back in for the Jersey Blues, number 13, Keyshawn Cummings.
Now that they have a little bit of veteran leadership, they're able to show the younger kids what it takes to win it, what it takes to be a national champion and have that success.
Burton will inbound with 23 on the shot clock. Looking, finally gets it into Taylor Clark in the backcourt.
Brookdale arguing there that should have been a backcourt violation. That really could have gone either way there.
Taylor Clark, straight on three. It's short. Rebound Burton. Shot clock resets here for Cumberland. Now 2.5 minutes left to play. Williams a long three from the right arc.
Danny
Uncontested is good. 41-27. Cumberland within 14.
Coach Stalling is urging his team to amp up the pressure here on the defensive side of the ball.
Sutton, a right wing three, doesn't fall. Weak side rebound to Calhoun. Finds Sutton underneath. Had it poked away. Nowhere to go underneath the basket. Now back out to Calhoun, and Brookdale will just try to reset here. 20 seconds left here on the shot clock. Gatling a straight on three. That's short. And it'll roll out of bounds.
I think another thing that Brookdale has been struggling with that they have to do a better job of is boxing out Cumberland on defensive.
Checking in for the Jersey
glass
Blues,
because
number
unfortunately,
24,
they've given up a
Kyle
handful of
Rios.
offensive rebounds for Cumberland and has allowed them to get second chance opportunities.
Teray Gatling checks out of the game for Brookdale. Kyle Rios comes in. Keyshawn Cummings is also back on the floor for the Jersey Blues. Williams behind the back pass to Clark. Goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with Cumberland with 15 to shoot. Last touch there by Randy Sutton. Burden gets it into Williams. It's a two if it goes. It's back rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Jazeer Clark. Clark finds Sutton. Sutton along the baseline. Lost it off his foot back to the Dukes.
I think he hesitated for
Cumberland
just a second there.
basketball.
I'm sure he originally was looking to try to take the three, but then he decided he wanted to try to drive the lane there, and unfortunately he lost
Checking
the
in for the
handle.
Jersey Blues,
and
number
created another turnover
14,
for the
Emilio
Brookdale.
Stevenson.
Randy Sutton will come out, and in for him, Emilio Stevenson, a new player for Brookdale, one of the many freshmen on this team. He checks in on the floor as we now approach a minute left here in the first half. Brookdale leads 41-27. Here's Somerville on the drive. Little contact there from Rios, no call. Shot clock did not reset here for Cumberland. It's down to 5. Down to 4. I don't know if Dukes realize it. A long three, desperation from Clark doesn't fall. And the rebound controlled by Calhoun.
Brookdale looking to try to get a possible 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Cummings pump fakes, drives inside, draws contact, no call. Rebound Rios. Rios trying to get it back out to Cummings. And the Dukes come away with it. Shot clock is turned off. Cumberland can hold for the final possession of the first half. That is, if they don't turn it over. On the floor is Kevin Clark. He saves it to Williams. All just combobulated there here for the Dukes. Taylor Clark inside, blocked away by Calhoun.
What a block there by Jameer Calhoun. He's had a few of those in this contest. He has really become a problem for
Coming
Cumberland.
back in for the Dukes, number 2, Phil Cicero.
Phil Cicero checks back in for Kenise Somerville, who most likely will stay on the bench for the remainder of this first half. 8 seconds left. Inbound to Williams. Now back to Burden. Clock down to 4, down to 3. Williams, the tough shot, off the back rim, no good. And that will end the first half with Brookdale in front, 41-27. Very interesting
And at
first
the
half.
half,
Cumberland
Brookdale
didn't start
leads
off the game
Cumberland
all that well, Neil, but
41-27.
Brookdale was able to kind of give Cumberland the door to come back into the ball game towards the end of the first half.
And that's because of the amount of turnovers that they gave up in that first half. They really turned over the ball way too much, which allowed Cumberland to get back in this one.
Fans, stay tuned as the Educational Opportunity Funds will be hosting an event during halftime.
Rebounds to allow Cumberland to get second chance opportunities. If Coach Chiswick can find a way to shut down both of those things, I think Brookdale should be fine going into the second half.
So Brookdale leads 41-27. We'll take a break for halftime here on BTV. Come back for the second
learn
half.
how to solve the Rubik's Cube. It helps them to learn how to follow processes, how to think about what's coming next, and just in general to learn how to critical think while having fun. So the camp is really designed to help students to problem solve and do that in teams with their peers through using their hands and learning things like puzzles and manipulatives.
My favorite part of this camp is like doing the different activities that we do in the morning. It's like strengthen my skills, like my basic skills of math. I like building with Connects and doing this Jeopardy game that we do in class. I want to come back again.
So thank you everybody, you guys did a great job. So pick up.
Brookdale Mathematical Puzzle Summer Camp got accepted at the American Mathematical Association of Two-Year Colleges conference, which will gonna take place in November in San Diego, California, and we are gonna present everything about the summer camp and help other instructors starting the same activities to promote mathematics to young students.
I'm doing the math camp at Brookdale. Well, I did it last year and it was really fun, so I decided to come back. I think it's good for learning in the summer because something called the summer slide, it can make you lose your math skills and this helps.
Usually they think about math as something that being, worksheets and boring, and we want to show them the opposite side, the playful side, the beauty of mathematics.
Artemi Vernikov, and I'm part of the Student Life Board. And this year we're having our Welcome Back Week and Involvement Fair. So basically what that is that we're getting students who are returning students and new students to come in and experience what Brookdale has to offer, which is a dozen different new clubs, different people where you can meet new people, make new friends, and definitely make different connections with different people, and kind of just get involved like what we have here with different music going on, with different activities going on, with even like the fried Oreos and the funnel cake, just to get involved, have like, a good start to the year. And it's really great to always get involved, because when I came to Brookdale and as soon as I got involved with student life, I absolutely loved that I made different connections with people, I made new friends, and so many different memories that I'd love to look back on as soon as I graduate from Brookdale.
I'm Shawntel Brown-Williams. I'm a Brookdale student and I'm with the Brookdale Dance Club. We're just out here having a lot of fun and like dancing to the music with everybody and all the other clubs. I think it's important for students to get involved, especially in like multiple clubs, because they get to explore new things and hopefully find something that they're inspired about.
So if you want to get involved, I would say come to the Student Life Center downstairs in SLC 110. That's our Student Life Board room, and that's where I think that students would be able to understand a little bit more about what's going on the campus, because we do deal with the clubs and the organizations and the events that are on campus. So if they do want to get involved, come downstairs, and one of our members will be down there, and they'd be happy to help you and explain a little bit more of what's going on campus.
Hundreds of community members, elected officials, and Brookdale employees came together in support of higher education on May 29th at the 2015 Scholarship Ball. The event, hosted by the Brookdale Foundation, featured live music, dinner, dancing, and a wide range of opportunities to help support scholarships for local students.
And there are many opportunities for our students to grow, to learn because of our foundation.
Attendees were able to silently bid on hundreds of donated items in gift baskets or participate in live auctions for luxurious dinners, outings, and experiences. The ball raised over $92,000 for the Foundation's Building Minds, Building Futures Scholarship Fund, which supports students and working families who don't qualify for financial aid. The fund awarded nearly $400,000 to more than 500 students last year.
It had been my dream to become a registered nurse, and with the help of the Ava Pelican Memorial Nursing Scholarship, I was able to better afford my education at Brookdale.
To learn more about the Brookdale Foundation and its scholarship programs, visit www.brookdalecc.edu/foundation.
It's the week before finals here at Brookdale Community College, and students are running around hoping to pull together a big A on their final exam, but a few of them are here in the Bankier Library choosing relaxation over stress by taking a step out of the student's life and into the dog's life.
Well, this is an annual event that we do. Actually, we do it every semester. Around exam time, it's therapy dogs in the library for students to come in and staff too, just to have some fun, to relax, pet the dogs, play with the dogs, and kind of relieve some stress.
High five. You're so cute. You know, everybody needs those study breaks, and it's a way to take a study break without having to get distracted at the same time.
So that petting a therapy dog before finals is supposed to reduce all your stress, and it works. It actually works. This is, I think, the fourth year that we've been here, and student finals are next week. Students will come. They will de-stress with petting a therapy dog. The dogs are trained. They're certified by an organization called Bright and Beautiful. We're all volunteers. We're also all the owners of these dogs. It's a wonderful, wonderful program. It's a win-win. The dogs love to be petted, and the students get to enjoy a puppy without, owning them.
My name is Amy Clark. I'm one of the librarians here, and I am the coordinator for this Therapy Dogs event for Anti-Stress. Great about the turnout. It is usually one of the most popular events in the library. This is the first year that I am coordinating it, and I'm really glad that we have as much interest as we do.
I never know what finals are. I am a biology major at Brookdale, and I just finished my practical, and I was so stressed out, and I was supposed to go home, and I was told that there were dogs coming to the library. So I immediately came back, and I am so happy right now. I have like panic attacks all the time from schoolwork and stuff, so this is like the best thing ever.
So much special attention.
I just think it's a fun experience for them. If you're a dog person, it's great. If you're not a dog person, it's hard to not walk by and still want to give them a pet. And it's hopefully it'll get students to kind of relax at this time of the year that can be very, very stressful for them.
What do you like about humans? What do you think of this event on campus?
Happy Chinese New Year. That's right, it's the Year of the Monkey. And to kick it off, Brookdale's having a little celebration here at the Student Life Center. Let's go check it out.
My name is Kayla Cardoza. I'm the Vice President of Asian Society here at Brookdale. And the event today we're doing is Chinese New Year. We're celebrating the Year of the Monkey this year. And we have a bunch of different crafts that people can try. We have calligraphy for those who want to attempt it. We have origami. And we also have a marble game where you use chopsticks to try and pick up marbles of varying difficulty. And we also have free fruit in the back.
I'm Linda Wang. I teach in math department. I'm the advisor of the Asian Society. I'm the founder of Asian Society since 1994. I love the club, and it's great to see all the students come together, not only Asian students, but a lot of students who are interested in the culture and they want to be involved with the Asian Society.
My name is Myung-gun Jeon, and on Chinese New Year, Korea also celebrates their New Year at the same day because they used to be a part of like one country. So we were once one country, so like it means a lot, like that we're celebrating the same holiday. So like one day, like we could just like feel reunited, maybe like in that way.
What a great way to bring in the new year. To learn more about Brookdale, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Parola. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Michelle Zuppi, Brookdale faculty and department chair of the Culinary Education Center of Monmouth County. The Culinary Education Center of Monmouth County is a collaboration between Brookdale Community College and the Monmouth County Vocational School District. We are conveniently located in Asbury Park, next to Asbury Park High School. Brookdale's culinary students receive excellent training and preparation for a career in the restaurant and hospitality industry. Many of Brookdale's culinary graduates are successful chefs right here in the local area. Brookdale offers 3 different programs in the culinary arts: a 2-year associate's degree, a 1-year culinary certificate, and a 1-year pastry certificate. The Culinary Education Center's bakery is open to the public during the day from September through June. The public can enjoy the Culinary Education Center's restaurants' reasonably priced lunches Monday through Friday between 11:30 and 12:30, and 4-course dinners Monday through Thursday, 5:15 until 6:15. Reservations are required for dinner or for any large groups. Come and experience the Culinary Education Center of Monmouth County and watch the culinary students prepare your meal under the direction of the center staff of amazing chefs. For more information, call us at 732-988-3299. Or visit our website at www.brookdalecc.edu/culinary-arts.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brookdale Community College, and welcome to the Culinary Education Center Award Ceremony. At this time, I would like you to meet the class of 2014. There's 64 of them, folks, so keep it up.
And we're back here in the Robert J. Collins Arena to start the second half of our season opening game here on Brookdale TV. Tim Kettlefam alongside Neil Villapiano here for the call for today's matchup. Brookdale leads 41-27, and we saw in the first half Brookdale managed the game very well. They opened the door for Cumberland, and so far Cumberland hasn't quite been able to be put away by the Jersey Blues. But so far, Cumberland has been hanging around with first-year head coach Darren Stalling, as we have a very quick timeout before we even get barely going here in the second half.
Coach Chiswick is very confused by that. I'm sure he's wondering what exactly is the reasoning for that. Maybe Coach Stalling saw something that he wanted to quickly acknowledge to his team, but I can't really speak for the coach there. So an interesting decision only 8 seconds into the second half.
Cumberland has 3 timeouts along with Brookdale to start. And I'm assuming that has something to do with the fact that Mike Burton was double-teamed in the right arc, but that's the second time that we've seen Coach Stalling use a quick timeout to bail out his players.
He's not afraid to call those timeouts when he needs them. He's not going to hold on to them for the latter part of the game. He's going to call them when he needs to try to slow down the momentum and the tempo of this game and try to get his team back in it.
Cumberland starts the second half with Burton, Cicero, Kevin Clark, Amari Rex, and Taylor Clark. Another near turnover there. It'll stay here with Cumberland with 11 to shoot, whereas Brookdale opens up this second half on the floor with Keyshawn Cummings, Jazir Clark, Teray Gatling, Jameer Calhoun, and Emilio Stevenson. Ball back in play. Shot clock is now down to 7. Turnaround hook shot there for Rex doesn't fall. And it's scooped up on the weak side by Keyshawn Cummings. So now Brookdale, their first offensive possession here in the second half with a 41-27 lead. Calhoun on the low block. Tough shot. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound to Gatling, and Gatling has his shot blocked out of bounds by Burton.
Brookdale basketball.
It'll stay here with Brookdale with 27 to shoot. So Keyshawn Cummings will inbound with the 27 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets it into a wide open Jazir Clark from the corner, and Clark knocks down the 3.
Jazir Clark. That's the exact start that Brookdale wanted here. They're going to come out shooting like crazy here in the second half. They're going to try to really put this one out of reach.
44-27 now, Brookdale in command. Cicero, feed inside to Rex. working it against Gatling, and the reverse layup is good for Rex.
Amari Rex.
Stevenson found Calhoun, triple team. Calhoun has the ball ripped out of his hands by Cicero. And now here comes Clark the other way, and Clark has his shot rejected from behind by Jazir Clark.
Big time block there.
Clark on Clark there, as now inbounding the ball will be Mike Burden with 25 on the shot clock for Cumberland. Tough shot inside this time for Rex. Rex again able to put it in.
Amari Rex.
Cumberland really forcing the play towards the low block. They're trying to get those dirty buckets there, and so that's something that Brookdale has to try to do. They have to try to force Cumberland to take more outside shots.
Clark on the right arc. Now bounce pass to Gatling. Now back to Clark. 7 to shoot. Gatling with 6. Feed inside to Calhoun with 2. Calhoun with 1. The fadeaway doesn't go. Nearly actually bounced off the rim and in, but the rebound is controlled by the Dukes. Here they come down the floor. Down 41-31. And an and one there for Kevin Clark as he was driving his way to the bucket. And he has an opportunity to cut the Brookdale lead to 10 if he can complete this foul shot.
Down the basket for number 10, Kevin Clark.
Slowly but surely.
Foul is on number 23.
Getting opportunities here to
Jahir
get
Calhoun.
themselves back in this
That is
contest.
his second.
Foul is on Calhoun. That's his second. And the first on Brookdale in the second half. Another missed foul shot there for Kevin Clark. It remains 44-33, the Brookdale lead. Calhoun inside. No good underneath the basket. A roll out of bounds stay here with Brookdale with 18 to shoot. Kyle Rios will check in.
Checking in for
Jameer
Brookdale,
Calhoun.
number 24, Kyle Rios.
Rios, a very good outside shooter, but Coach Chizek has told me during the preseason that they'd like Rios to put on a little bit of extra weight, a little bit more muscle down low. She's got the size, now just more about the overall advantage that he would have as Coach Chizek will take a full timeout as we pull up the Cumberland roster momentarily on your television screen. And, you know, when you look at it, you have Phil Cicero, who's one of the star players. You also have Amari Rex, but really it's the two Clarks, Kevin Clark and Taylor Clark. Again, no relation that we have seen, Neil, this afternoon play very well.
Yeah, I think that they've been the guys that have made the most contributions on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball. They've really done a good job of dictating the pace that they want to have here on both sides. And Kevin Clark in particular, the Miami native, has done a tremendous job of not being afraid of just driving the lane, trying to get M1s, and really trying to frustrate the Brookdale defense. And he's also done a good job of boxing out his man and creating a lot of chances to get offensive rebounds. And I think he's one guy that if Brookdale can find a way to slow down here, they'll continue to have more success and try to get this lead to a bigger margin.
So again, full timeout here for Brookdale, 17:27 left here in the second half. As we also look at the Brookdale roster now on your TV screen. And, you know, we mentioned some of the star players. One player that we have not seen so far here in the second half has been Lamar Johnson. He's got 3 personal fouls. So he, I don't expect, is going to play very much, at least not in the opening minutes of the second half.
No, I mean, Coach Chizek doesn't want to take a chance on getting him into serious foul trouble here in a game that's still relatively tight. So he's going to let the game play out for a few minutes here, see where the game progresses, and then make that decision.
Stevenson will inbound. Rios at the right elbow. Now back out to Stevenson. Shot clock to 4. Shot clock down to 3. Cummings with 2, and a shot clock violation there in the Jersey Blues.
Shot clock
too much
violation.
ball handling and passing there by Brookdale. Got to find a way. Maybe you have to
Coming
set
back
up
in
some
for the Jersey
screens
Blues,
to find
number
themselves
12,
more
Randy
open shots.
Sutton.
So Stevenson will come out of the game. In for him for Brookdale is Randy Sutton. At the foul line, Amari Rex, tough shot with a hand in his face, no good. And now here comes Jazir Clark going coast to coast, a wild shot, no good. Cicero got the rebound. He probably was fouled, but no call was made. And Rex finally able to track it down for the Dukes. Dukes can cut the Brookdale lead to single digits. It would be the first time since early on in the first half that they could do so if they score on this possession. Taylor Clark along the baseline. Wild circus shot is good for Taylor Clark.
Oh my goodness, what an acrobatic shot there by Taylor Clark as he's able to cut the deficit to under single digits. That was one of the best plays we have seen this afternoon.
44-35, the lead is 9. Jazir Clark lines up for a right arc three, too strong. Rebound tipped out to Kevin Clark. Clark bounced pass to Taylor Clark, and Clark couldn't handle underneath the basket.
Great defense there by Brookdale.
At the other end, Gatling, a tough shot, muscles it in. And the lead now back up to double digits at 11, 46-35. Taylor Clark, left arc three. Again, too strong. Rebound Gatling. Dishes it off to Cummings. Now here's Jazir Clark at the right elbow. That shot is no good. He gets his own rebound after the tip out from Rios. Now puts the ball on the floor. The two Clarks fighting for it, and we have a jump ball called. The possession arrow points towards Brookdale. There are 3 different Clarks here in this game. 2 on the side for Cumberland, 1 on the side for Brookdale. None of them have any relation to each other, as Jazir Clark actually might come out of the game because I think he may have skinned himself as he was sliding down to the floor. Not sure if he comes out just yet. Brookdale only has 4 players on the floor right now. And he's going
Jump
to...
ball on the play.
He's being treated
Brookdale
by the
retains
trainer
possession.
there. Not really sure exactly what's going on.
So he's going to come out of the game. And in for him will be Merritt.
Checking in for the Jersey Blues, number 21, Teray Merritt.
So Teray Merritt will come into the game. So we still have some holdups here. They were trying to clean the floor up. Sutton, the bounce pass inside the paint to Gatling. The fadeaway shot is good for Teray
Gatling.
And now Brookdale, a mini 4-0 run, back up to a 13-point lead. Quick three there and drained by Mike Burton. It's now a 10-point game, 48-38. 5 minutes into the second half. Gatling directing traffic. Now to Sutton. Rios, feed inside to Gatling. Little out of control, puts it up, and one for Teray Gatling.
That was a great job there. He's able to get it. He was patient under the basket, waiting for the right opportunity. He gets fouled, but is able to get the 2
Fouls
points.
on Cumberland, number 0, Michael Burton. That is his third.
So the foul is
Gatling
on Mike
the line,
Burton. That is
1.
his 3rd personal foul. He remains in the game for now, as I'm not sure if Coach Stalling has much choice. He's one of their best players, most complete player, Stalling tells me. He's got 3 fouls as Gatling completes the 3-point play. It's a 51-38 lead for the Jersey Blues. Trying to win their first conference game of the year and go 1-1. Long three from the corner there by Burton doesn't fall. Tough rebound inside of them, muscling it up and in is Cicero. Cumberland now going with a full court press here. Merritt gets it across midcourt to Gatling. Feed to Rios, who lays it in.
Rios.
Good job there by Brookdale to able to execute the way to get out of the press there and get an easy 2 points.
Looks like Lamar Johnson will come in at the next buzzer for Brookdale. Ball poked away on the floor. Kevin Clark saves it. Now here's Somerville. And now a foul here right at the midcourt line on Teray Merritt.
Fouls on Brookdale's number 21,
Trying to go for the
Teray
ball.
Merritt. That is his first.
It's the first
Checking
foul
back
on
in for the
Merritt.
Jersey Blues.
And
Number
the
5,
second on Brookdale.
Lamar
Kyle
Johnson.
Rios, the 6'9 freshman, comes out of the game. Lamar Johnson is back on the floor for Brookdale wearing the white headband. Dangerous pass to Clark here. Now into the corner for Cicero along the baseline. Has a lane blocked away by Gatling, but Gatling did commit a foul.
Gatling did not like that call there. I think he thought he got all ball on that, but the ref saw it differently. And so now it'll be a free throw chance opportunity here.
Fouls on Brookdale's number 3. Teray
So
Gatling.
Phil Cicero will go to the foul
Phil's
line for the
from the
first
line,
time, I
2.
believe, in this game. Not able to hit the first one from the line. The freshman guard from Millville, New Jersey. And Cumberland has hung around with a very good team in Brookdale. Cumberland really wasn't sure what type of team they would have this year after, of course, a coaching position change. Darren Stalling coming in after a very successful tenure at Stockton University, where he was a very good recruiter, along with assistant to their women's basketball program. But so far, they're hanging around with the Jersey Blues. Brookdale making some dangerous passes that have almost been tipped away here, as the shot clock is now down to 10 for Keyshawn Cummings. Cummings back to Merritt, out of position at the top of the key. Gatling inside, tough shot, too strong. Rebound controlled by Sutton. Merritt puts it up and in.
Great job there on the offensive glass by Randy Sutton there in order to force an opportunity to get an easy 2 points. Great job there.
Burden was wide open in the left wing for a second. Now Taylor Clark thought about a 3. Clark now will take a 3. It's on the way, rims out, no good. Rebound by Burden. Burden lost it. Johnson is fouled in the backcourt by Mike Burden.
The fouls
on Cumberland's number 0, Michael Burden.
This is only the 5th foul in
That is
total
his
we've
4th.
had. The second one against Cumberland so far today. So
checking back in
that
for the
was
Dukes.
something that was
number
really
4,
big in the first half.
Danny
Fouls
Williams.
became, came crazy like, and that's the thing that was, I think, a big factor in the first half. So it looks like it's died down a little bit more, but we'll see if it amps up as the rest of this half continues to go through.
Mike Burden, who committed that last foul, that was his 4th personal foul, as Randy
Out of
Sutton
bounds.
was on the baseline. But that's the 4th personal foul on Mike Burden. He checked out of the game for Cumberland. In for him now on the floor is Danny Williams.
We'll see if Burden makes an opportunity to get back in this game, even though he does have 4 fouls.
Cicero into the corner for Clark. Left arc 3, got it.
Taylor
Rattles
Clark.
in. 55-44. Duke still hanging around in this ball game. Merritt finds Sutton. Posting up against Rex inside, and he muscles it
Randy
in.
Sutton.
He was patient there, looking for a shot, looking to try to get a good, clean shot off the backboard and in, and he found it there to get himself 2 points.
Clark, double teamed, lost it, going back court, but it was last touched by Brookdale. It was tipped. Clark still out of control on the floor. Clark traveled with the basketball. I was wondering when we were going to get that call as Clark slid down to the floor.
Ball's been bounced around a lot here in this second half. Neither team being able to have a good, full grasp of it so far.
So 11:53 left here in the second half. Brookdale leads 57-44. Trying to get their first win of the year, as Gatling was expecting a foul there, didn't get it. Throws it at the feet of Gatling. Now here's Sutton from 3. That's front rim, no good. Rebound Merritt, who saved it out of bounds into Kevin Clark. Here come the Dukes with some numbers. Taylor Clark lays it in, and now
Clark.
it's a 57-46 lead. Cummings all alone for 3, got it.
Nice
Keyshawn
pump fake there.
Cummings.
He baited the defense, got himself a wide open 3 and buried it.
It's back up to a 14-point advantage for the Jersey Blues. Taylor Clark, pump fakes, now back over to Kevin Clark, 10 to shoot. Fadeaway for Clark, rattles in.
Kevin Clark.
Merritt, a dangerous cross-court pass to Cummings. Now back to Merritt. Merritt with the drive, had it stripped away. It'll stay here with Brookdale out of bounds.
He was looking for the foul there. He was hoping to get it, but the ref held on to the whistle there, but Brookdale is able to keep the ball here.
Cummings gets it into Sutton. Sutton has his three rejected out of bounds, and actually saved out of bounds there by Taylor Clark. Here comes Kevin Clark back out to a wide open Danny Williams for three, and Williams connects from the corner.
Williams.
Quick 30-second timeout taken by Coach Stalling, as his team has now cut the Brookdale lead to 9. Wow.
This has been an interesting game, and this was something that we had to notice here in this game, is that if Cumberland was able to get themselves rolling here, they were going to keep in this game and they were going to stay in it throughout the course of it. So head coach Chiswick has to find a way to speed up this game and try to create some more chances on the offensive side of the ball. Because right now, Cumberland is doing everything right. They're knocking down shots, they're playing tremendous defense, and they're frustrating Brookdale right now. And that's the reason why the lead is only up to 9 right now for Brookdale.
So again, full timeout here by Coach Stalling. 60-51, Brookdale leads. Their next game, of course, after this here in the Collins Arena, will be on Thursday. They will have a doubleheader as the men's and women's basketball team will take on the Community College of Philadelphia. That is a much improved team on both sides of the floor this year around for Philly. So they'll come in here Thursday night. Coverage starts at 5 p.m. Eastern time here on Brookdale TV for the women's game, and then approximately around 7, the men will take the floor to take on Philadelphia.
I think that should be an interesting matchup for both the men and women's team. That, like you said, that's a completely new team, but they've certainly revamped themselves, and it's going to be an interesting test early on this season for the Jersey Blues.
It'll also be another in-conference game here at home for Brookdale. Remember, they're coming off of a loss to Borough of Manhattan College on Thursday, and they lost 115-95. In that game, interesting to note, Lamar Johnson had 26 points.
I believe Lamar Jackson is in Baltimore as we speak.
Didn't want to confuse the two there, but I knew that was going to happen this morning when I was looking over the names. Keyshawn Cummings again with a 3. That's no good. And the rebound pulled down by Williams. Taylor Clark, the 3, no good. Williams trying to save it out of bounds, but he was on the baseline. Good hustle, though.
Nice hustle there as he nearly was able to keep it in bounds. But unfortunately,
checking back in for the Jersey Blues, number 11, Jazeer Clark.
Teray Merritt will come out of the game. In for him is Jazeer Clark. So it's Clark, Cummings, Sutton, Gatling, and Johnson on the floor for Brookdale. Kevin Clark and Taylor Clark, along with Williams, Rex, and Cicero on the floor for Cumberland. Taylor Clark all alone as it blocked away, but a foul on Lamar Johnson.
Great hustle there by Johnson. He sees he has an opportunity to try to get a block there. He does, but unfortunately, the ref saw a hand there, and now Cumberland will have a chance.
Fouls on Brookdale's number 5, Lamar Johnson. That is his 4th.
And for Lamar Johnson, that is his 4th personal
At the line for
foul.
Cumberland, number 23, Taylor Clark.
He is remaining in the game for now, as Clark able to hit the first one from the foul line. Taylor Clark had 20 points in the last game that Cumberland had earlier this week. He cuts the Brookdale lead to 7, 60-53. Cummings. Bounce pass to Sutton inside. Actually, bounce pass from Sutton to Gatling inside. Cummings wide open for a 3, and he hits it again from the right arc.
Another nice fake there to bait the defense and then get himself a much more wide open 3-pointer to knock down.
Taylor Clark with the drive. The left-hand layup is good.
Taylor Clark.
Right at Johnson there, who had 4 personal fouls. Cummings, another 3 from the left arc. This one rattles out no good.
Cummings looking like he expected that one to go in, so he's a little shocked that that one rimmed out.
Now a 3 here from Clark is a brick, no good. Johnson up ahead to Jazeer Clark right at the hole, blocked away, but a foul. It'll be on Phil Cicero.
We've seen that several times today where it looks like the defender was able to get a block.
Fouls on Cumberland, number 2, Phil Cicero.
2 free throw shots for Brookdale.
That is
and
his second.
It looks like that Jazeer Clark came up
Jazeer Clark
a
at
little
the
bit
line.
there. It looks like he's hammered by
Shooting
something.
2.
It looks like it might be his right foot. Not really sure. So I think if you're head coach Chiswick, you got to see that and maybe possibly have to make a switch.
Clark came down awkwardly on that right leg. He's at the foul line now. Not able to hit the first one, and these are precious foul shots in a close game that Brookdale is missing. We've talked about Cumberland's difficulties from the foul line, but in this game, Brookdale's certainly not helping themselves out in any way.
They certainly have not, and like we talked about before, it's such a crucial part of the game, especially as this has been such a close game. Brookdale's got to find a way to make these free throw shots and really try to get this one over.
So Jazeer Clark
Also
hits one of the
checking
two
in
from
for
the
the
line.
Jersey
He
Blues,
hobbles
number
off
20,
in for him.
Sky
Cherry, one of the freshmen, 6'2", from Union Beach, New Jersey. As Clark will head over to the trainer's table and meet with Pete Fusco, the athletic trainer, to try to see what they can do about that right leg. Brookdale still holds a 9-point lead, as we're under 9 minutes left to play here in the ball game. Clark has it taken away by Cummings. Cummings with some numbers, 3-on-2, feet up ahead to Gatling. Gatling blew the layup. Cherry couldn't get the putback to go. Rex the rebound, and Dukes come away with the ball. Danny Williams, right wing 3, yes!
Danny Williams.
64-58, it is a 6-point lead. Cumberland making this interesting. Remember, at one point, Brookdale led by double digits. They led by 14 at halftime. Their largest lead was, I believe, 16. As another turnover there, and to add insult to injury, Gatling picks up a foul in the backcourt.
Fouls on
And all
Brookdale.
Coach Chizak can do is shake his head on the sidelines.
That is his third.
As Gatling checks out of the
Checking in
game
for the
with 3
Jersey Blues,
fouls
number
now.
24,
Kyle Rios
Rios
comes in for him.
Chizak's got to find a way to change the momentum right now. You're only up by 6. Cumberland has all the momentum. They've been doing nothing but frustrating Brookdale here in the second half. Chizak's got to find a way to do something here in order to change the pace of this contest.
We had a feeling this game was going to be close, but I don't think Brookdale expected it to be this close at this point. We're under 8 minutes left to play. Kevin Clark with the drive. He's fouled. And now the foul's starting to add up
Fouls
for
on
Brookdale. That's their
number
16th
24,
foul.
Kyle Rios. That's his second.
And for Kyle Rios, that's his
Kevin Clark
second
at the
personal.
line. Shooting 2.
Kevin Clark now at the foul line. Back iron, no good. And, you know, Neil, I mean, this is a kind of a beating a dead horse here, but these foul shots on both ends of the floor are just unbelievable how many opportunities both of these teams are missing from the charity stripe.
It really is amazing how many times both teams have missed these free throws, and it would be interesting to see if we had more made free throws where this game would be as of right now. It could be closer. Brookdale might be up by a lot more. We don't know, but if this game comes down to a 1 or 2 point victory for either side, those free throw shots are going to be something you really want to keep your eye on.
Sutton along 2 is no good. It was an air ball, and the rebound collected by Rex. Here's Cicero spinning his way inside, and he's fouled again by Kyle Rios. That's the third on Rios now, and the 7th on Brookdale.
Coach Chiswick was arguing that was a double dribble there prior to the foul, but unfortunately for Chiswick, the ref did not see.
So at the line now, Phil Cicero. It's a 1-and-1. He rattles it home. It's a 5-point lead for the Jersey Blues. Coach Stalling told me before the game they wanted to stop Brookdale from running as Cicero hits both on the foul line. It's a 4-point lead, but I don't think Brookdale expected the game to be this close. They certainly are a team that likes to run, but we haven't seen that so far in the second half.
No, we have not. And that was something we had talked about before. Coach Stallings wanted to slow the game down and force Brookdale to play Cumberland's game, and I think in the second half that's what you've seen.
Backdoor pass to Sutton, blew the layup, no good, and he was on the baseline when he got the ball.
Cumberland basketball.
Continuing to go from bad to worse here for Brookdale. They seem to be very out of sorts, not like they were in the first half. We have to remember at one point, Brookdale was nearly up by 20 points, and now all of a sudden we're in a very tight ball game, just a 4-point lead for the Jersey Blues.
Under 7 minutes left to play here in the second half. Brookdale has now changed up their defense to a 2-3 zone. Williams from the corner again, and it's good.
Danny Williams.
It is a one-possession ball game. Cummings, the drive, no good. Rebound Clark. Cumberland has some numbers. Clark guarded by Cherry. And now Clark wisely will back it out. Brookdale doesn't want a foul here as they are already in the bonus. Williams over to Clark. Shot clock down to 13. Wild shot for Clark, doesn't go. Offensive rebound for Williams. Lost it underneath the basket. It goes back
Out
to
of bounds.
Brookdale.
Brookdale basketball. Coming into the Jersey Blues, number
Coach
5,
Stalling
Lamar
there thought there may have been a
Johnson.
foul on
Number 3,
Brookdale and was
Teray
checking
Gatlin.
with the officials. Wasn't going to get that call to go his way, but nonetheless, it is a one-point ball game. A far cry from what we saw in the first half. Johnson is back in. He's got 4 fouls. He takes the 3. It's way off the mark, no good. And now here comes Cumberland once again. Taylor Clark to the hole over one of the Brookdale players. That was Johnson, and an offensive foul on Taylor Clark. Wow.
I think both teams are a little bit confused by that call. I think everybody's kind of standing around a little bit, not really sure how that, and Coach Stahl is furious there with that call.
Offensive foul.
And what
number
Stalling is
23,
arguing
Taylor
it was
Clark.
that Johnson was outside of that circle, that restricted area, that half circle, that double circle that you see underneath the bucket. The rule is if a player is in there and a similar play happens, you cannot call a block there, but questionable call.
I think that was a 50-50. I think that could have gone either way. I think the refs could have easily called it a defensive foul there as well.
It's only the first foul on Clark as Calhoun inside the paint puts Brookdale back up to a 3-point lead.
Expect Cumberland at this point in the game with this much time left to start driving the lane here.
Williams, another 3. This one's way too strong, and the rebound to Cherry. Gatling traveled right in front of Coach Chizak.
You can see Coach Chizak getting more and more furious here with his team. You have to remember, as we mentioned before, they were up by double digits for the majority of this contest, and now all of a sudden we're in a tight ball game here with just a little over 5 minutes to go in the second half.
2-3 zone once again for the Jersey Blues. Taylor Clark thought about a 3. Nice closeout there on Brookdale as the shot clock is down to 12. Clark at the foul line. Clark flips over to Rex. Rex puts it in, and it's a one-point game again, 66-65. Clark almost had another steal at midcourt as it was a lazy pass coming from Cummings to Cherry.
Turnovers are still becoming a major problem with Brookdale here in this entire game. They have to find a way to make more
Checking back in for the Jersey Blues, number 12.
and not give Cumberland
Randy Sutton.
any chance here. But they have given Cumberland a lot of life in the second half, and it shows with this only being a one-point game for Brookdale.
Sutton with the inbounds gets it into Cummings. Calhoun again inside the paint, left it short, and the rebound to Kevin Clark. Dukes with some numbers. Clark to the hole, fouled. They're going to hit Jameer Calhoun with, I believe, his second personal. We'll check that. No, I'm sorry, it's his third.
Jameer Calhoun.
And it's the 18th foul on Brookdale, and more importantly, Kevin Clark has an opportunity for Cumberland, if he hits both of these foul shots from the line, to give the Dukes their first lead since the opening point in the first quarter. I should say the first half.
Coach Chizik is talking to his entire bench right now, trying to get them going here. Still 4.5 minutes remaining in this contest.
Clark not able to hit the first one from the foul line, and all
checking in for the
head
Dukes,
coach Darren
number
Stalling
0,
can do is just put his head in his hands and just try to deal with this right now. Both teams shooting terribly from the foul line in this game.
They certainly are, and you have to take advantage of these opportunities. You look at Cumberland; they have a chance to get the lead here, and they're not able to make either one of them, and they're still down by 1. You have to take advantage of those opportunities when you get them, especially against a tough opponent like Brookdale.
4.5 to play. Bounce pass inside the paint to nobody. It's taken away by Cicero. Cicero going coast to coast, and he's fouled again by Calhoun. That'll be the 4th foul on Jameer Calhoun.
Fouls on Brookdale.
And now Brookdale will obviously have to sub him out, as at the foul line again is Phil Cicero.
Well, that's another thing. You have several Brookdale players who are in serious foul trouble at this part of the game. And so Coach Chizik, you can see he's stressing a little bit there on the sidelines, just trying to find out the right combination that's going to get him in
Cherry
position.
checking back in for the
Cumberland
Jersey Blues.
has just tied this game at 66.
So Gatling will check out of the game. Calhoun is remaining in the ball game with 4 fouls. Chizik has not pulled him yet. Sky Cherry came in for Gatling. Cumberland not able to take their lead. It's a tie game at 66. So we look at the scoreboard there. It's a tie game. Calhoun inside, puts it up over Cicero. Offensive foul on Calhoun, and he's gone.
And that's a big loss there for Coach Chizik.
Offensive foul, number 23, Jameer Calhoun.
Had such a great game. And now
That is his 5th. He has fouled out of the game.
That's really going to be a costly situation here for the Jersey Blues. Tremendous job there, by the way.
Teray
defensively
Gatling
by Phil
checks back in for the Jersey Blues.
He was able to see and get an opportunity to stop and force an offensive foul there. We've had a handful of those today. And right there, now Cumberland with a golden opportunity here to get a lead.
So we are tied at 66. Cumberland was down by 14 at halftime. Burden, he's got 4 fouls. Now back over to Taylor Clark, who's been incredible in this game. Along the baseline. Last touched by Brookdale. It'll stay here with the Dukes with 12 to shoot.
Coach Chizik furious there. He is absolutely furious with his team on that possession.
Burden inbounds to Kevin Clark. Williams, dangerous pass over to Cicero underneath the basket, nowhere to go. Back out to Clark, straight on 3 for the lead, and rims out, no good. And Johnson there takes the rebound.
Another break there for the Jersey Blues, looking to try to regain the lead here.
Gatling the other way, lays it in, and Brookdale back up to a 2-point advantage. 68-66. Quite an incredible way to start our season.
Absolutely.
Williams, the floater, doesn't even hit the rim, it's an air ball. Now here comes Gatling up the floor for Brookdale. Bounce pass to Cherry. Johnson, right arc 3, rims out, no good. Rebound Cicero. Nobody back on defense here. Here comes Clark. Clark lays it in.
Clark wanted the foul there. He was hoping for the N1.
Probably should have been an N1 there, as we're under 3 minutes to play and we're tied back up at 68.
Back and forth we go here in the final few minutes.
Cummings to Gatling. The floater in the paint. Got his own rebound and puts it up and in.
We got back and forth we go here.
It is a tight one here in the Collins Arena on our season opener here on BTV. Clark. Hands off to Burden. Shot clock is down to 10. Clark guarded by Cherry. Cicero has a lane. Lays it in. Looked like it was going to roll out for a second, and we're tied back up at 70.
Neither one of these teams is going away right now as we're into the final 2 minutes of this contest.
Cumberland has scrapped and clawed their entire way back into this game in the second half, and they are not going away without a fight. Cherry. Now back over to Johnson. Johnson had it poked away, got it back. Clock down to 6 to shoot. Gatling with the shot clock down to 3, lost it. And now Cumberland, they can take as much time in his possession as they want. It's a tie game.
I think they should at this point in the game. With it being tied, you have an opportunity to get a lead and steal a huge game on the road here. You got to take some time, and you try to give Brookdale the least possible opportunity of trying to win this game.
Taylor Clark. Williams, the 3. It's an air ball out of bounds. Nope, it's saved out of bounds actually by Sutton. Johnson in the lane is fouled in the paint. It's on the floor. It's a non-shooting foul. Coach Trisek still arguing with the officials there.
I think he was definitely looking and hoping for a shooting foul
That is
there.
his third.
But the way this game is going, the way the free throw shooting is going, I don't know if you want to take that bet at this point in the game.
It's a very valid point. It's only the 15th foul on Cumberland. It was on Cicero. Cummings, left wing three. Back iron, no good. Rebound controlled by Clark. Clark on the floor, and he traveled.
That was a bad break there for
Brookdale
Cumberland.
basketball.
They get the rebound, they get a chance to try to get the lead. An unfortunate travel there. as he
Brookdale
tripped
calls
and
timeout.
fell, trying to keep the ball. It looks like Brookdale will take a timeout here with 58 seconds to go, and the game tied at 70.
So a tie game here in the Collins Arena as we take a look at the full scoreboard. 70-70. You see the team fouls on the left side of the scoreboard at 10. Brookdale has pegged that number. Cumberland has done a very nice job cleaning that up in the second half, but the fouls shooting at the line has really just been the storyline.
I think to me it's been the biggest part of this game. We talked about before that if this game gets really close like it is right now, you look at it and you say to yourself, what would happen if both of these teams were able to make more of their free throws? And who knows where we'd be at this point. But if it's going to come down to a one possession game right now, you just got to say to yourself, you know what, you got to find a way to make your free throws. I think if you're both coaches, whether you're Coach Chiswick or Coach Stalling, you have to be infuriated with the way your team has shot from the free throw line, because to me that's just unacceptable when you have that many opportunities to get yourself just some free points and you don't convert on them. It's going to cost you at times.
So 58.7 left. Brookdale will have the ball out of this timeout, and that's important to remember. The possession arrow, just in case you're wondering, is pointing Cumberland's way if we get a tie-up. Cumberland will come out of this timeout with Burden, Cicero, the two Clarks, and Williams. We'll see who Brookdale comes out of the floor with out of this timeout. No Jameer Clark, he is gone, or excuse me, Jameer Calhoun, rather. He is fouled out of the game for Brookdale. Lamar Johnson, who was on the floor for Brookdale, along with Cummings, Sutton, Teray Gatling, and Sky Cherry. Cummings will inbound. Gets it into Sutton.
It's like Brookdale trying to slow it down a little bit, try to take some time off the clock here.
Bounce pass to Gatling. Gatling had it poked away. It's scooped up by Cummings in the backcourt. Cummings lost it. He's fouled before he gets to the hole. Lucky break there for Brookdale. I think Cummings was going to lose the ball as he was going to the bucket.
Cumberland's number 23, Taylor Clark.
The ball and disrupted it.
That is his second.
The refs decided he saw a hand there, and he called the foul. So that was a break, honestly, for both teams in that situation. So kind of works out both ways. Nearly an opportunity for Copeland to get a steal there.
Sky Cherry tried to get back over to Cummings. Dangerous pass. Johnson is fouled by Clark again. That is 3 straight personal fouls on Taylor Clark.
He has had a bad last couple of seconds, if I do say so myself. He's
fouls on
had
number
things not go
23.
his way, and now going to the free throw line here for Brookdale with an opportunity.
Taylor Clark, that is his third.
Once again, regain the lead. Free throws have been a problem here, but let's see if they can make them here and get themselves a 2-point lead.
Lamar Johnson.
It's a
on the
1-and-1
line,
because that's
shooting
the 17th foul now for Cumberland as Coach Stalling gets an explanation from Dick Hecker. And now Lamar Johnson at the foul line. First one on the way. Back iron, no good, and it's controlled by Burden. Burden lost it. Johnson on the floor, but he was on the baseline.
That's unfortunate because he did have a man who had a chance to go up for an easy 2 points there, but the ref saw he went on the line. So now, if you're Cumberland, you might as well slow the game down and try to take a late shot here to get a lead.
There's about a 5-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here goes Clark, back out to Burden. The 3 is short. Rebound Johnson. Johnson, the feed up to Cummings. Cummings to the hole, lays it up. No good, but he will go to the line.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that would have been a tremendous opportunity there to get themselves a 3-point lead, but unfortunately it just rimmed out. But now Brookdale will once again
Fouls
have a
on
chance
Cumberland's
with
number
Keyshawn
0,
Cummings
Michael
going to
Burton.
the line.
That
A
is
chance
his
with just
5th
13
personal
seconds
foul.
left
He has
to get
fouled
the
out of
lead
the
here.
game.
And free throw shots are continuing to be the factor in this one, and this is probably the biggest free throw shots of the game.
Keyshawn Cummings at the line,
And
shooting
Burton
2.
has fouled out of the game. That is now his 5th personal foul. So Burton is out along with Jameer Calhoun for Brookdale. So each team has got a player that's fouled out. And here at the foul line, Keyshawn Cummings, 6-foot freshman. First shot on the way is good. It's a 71-70 advantage now for Brookdale. And if he misses this, Brookdale has to make sure they get back on defense.
Well, that might be the interesting choice. You have to make that choice. Do you take the opportunity of missing it and trying to run out the clock, or do you try to get both buckets and allow Cumberland to advance the ball on the other side of the court?
Second foul shot for Cummings. It rims out, no good. Last touched by Cumberland, and it'll go back to Brookdale.
Oh, that is
Brookdale
a
basketball.
huge break for the Jersey Blues. As a
Cumberland calls timeout
by Cumberland. And now, if you're Brookdale, you just got to, at this point, try to play keep away. You know that Cumberland's going to try to foul you and try to force you to make your free throw shots. So if you're the Jersey Blues, you just got to find a way to keep the ball moving here and kill as much clock as possible.
Well, at this point, Neil, I would assume that the game plan probably for Coach Stalling, who again did take that timeout, they only have one more remaining in this second half. I would assume the game plan at this point, if you're Cumberland, is most likely to foul immediately as soon as Brookdale inbounds the ball.
Well, they're in a very interesting situation because the Jersey Blues have really struggled from the free throw line. So is Cumberland, but Jersey Blues in particular. And I think if you're Cumberland, you want to give yourself that opportunity to say, you know what? They've really been struggling from the line. We have somewhat of an advantage here. If he misses one of the two, or if he misses both, you got a chance to go ahead and try to get the lead and try to steal this game on the road when at one point you were down by 14 at the half.
And here's the thing, even if Brookdale, whoever is fouled, and most likely we're assuming that's what Cumberland is going to do at this timeout, if Brookdale were to make both foul shots from the line, this game is still not over. Cumberland can still get a 3 and tie it and force overtime.
Right, if you want to think even further, if he gets fouled at the three-point line and makes it, then all of a sudden Cumberland has a chance to steal the game completely. So there's still a lot of game here, and it's going to be very interesting to see how Coach Stallings handles here. And I think if you're Coach Chiswick, you want to design it so that you could just move the ball around as quickly as possible before you get fouled. Just try to kill off the clock. Even though, it's most likely going to come down to making 2 very crucial free throw shots, you got to try to move the ball around, try to kill off some clock, and frustrate Cumberland here, holding on to a 1-point lead.
First thing is first, Brookdale has to first inbound the basketball. They're on the floor with Cummings, Merritt, Johnson, Gatling, and Randy Sutton will inbound. Underneath his own basket again. Shot clock is turned off. As everyone trying to get lined up.
What's going on here?
I'm not quite sure. All right, here we go. Sutton looking, dangerous inbounds pass to Johnson, and Johnson is fouled.
That is an unfortunate event there for Cumberland. They looked like they were going to get a steal and maybe a breakaway opportunity to get themselves the lead, but
Fouls on
unfortunately
Cumberland's number 23, Taylor Clark.
And so
that is his 4th
we'll have ourselves
personal foul.
Another free throw shooting opportunity here. A chance now for Brookdale to extend their lead to 3.
Lamar Johnson on the line,
and Taylor
shooting
Clark,
1 of
who
1.
went, I would say, unofficially about 36 minutes of basketball with only 1 personal foul, now has picked up 3 personal fouls in about a span of about 2.5 minutes. He has got 4.
You can see him shaking his head there. He can't believe how this second half has gone for him.
Johnson missed it. It's a 1-point game. Clark going the other way to the hole, lays it up, no good. Rebound Rex. Rex puts it up, no good. And that'll do it.
Oh, my goodness.
Brookdale survives. No fouls called on either side. 2 opportunities for Cumberland. They did not get the foul that they were looking for. There definitely was some contact.
I think
and at the end of the game, Brookdale defeats Cumberland 71-70.
But unfortunately for him, the refs did not blow the whistle.
Brookdale women's and men's next game will be played this coming Thursday as they will take on Community College of Philadelphia. Women's will be at 5 o'clock, men's at 7.
Unbelievable game here in the Collins Arena, 71-70. Johnson missed the foul shot, and then Clark came up the other way. The feed inside to Amari Rex was no good. There was some contact, still no call. I'm sure Coach Stalling will be trying to replay that over in his mind tonight. And you have to give it to Cumberland here, though, Neil, because they really came back. They fought hard. They played a full 40 minutes, and quite honestly, probably deserved to win with the way that they came back.
I think they definitely deserve to win. I feel, in a way, you could definitely say Cumberland feels like they should have walked out of here with their second victory of the year and get themselves a huge victory. Being down, they were down by 14 at halftime, and they slowed the game down. They threw Brookdale's game right back at their face, and they were able to create a lot of really good opportunities, and unfortunately for them, they could not cash in, and that kind of goes back to the free throw shooting there. You want to make a good point there. You have to say, they did miss a handful of free throws that could have won this game for them, and unfortunately, they did not come out on the winning side here today. But good job by Brookdale to find a way at the end, even though blowing that 14-point lead, they found a way to hold on and get themselves a victory here, a much-needed victory.
So Brookdale survives here in the Collins Arena and wins 71-70. They improved to 1-1 on the year. Cumberland falls to 1-1. They were undefeated coming into this matchup. We want to thank our entire BTV staff for joining us again. We remind you that we're on Thursday as the Brookdale men's women's teams come home to play County College of Philadelphia. Those games start at 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be here for both of those games, so be sure to tune in on BTV. For our entire BTV staff, my broadcast partner, Neil Villapiano, I'm Tim Catalfamo signing off and saying so long from the Collins Arena. Brookdale survives. They take down Cumberland 71-70. We'll see you on Thursday.